Alright.
What was that?
Just, yep.
You recording now?
Yeah.
Okay, this is the Crusader Center Zipped Buoyancy Aid. We're going to do some visual checks on it. I'm going to start with just the general fabric of the straps. You're going to go along and just check to see if there's any fraying, any wear and tear on any of them, especially along the clips, so it's not going to stop anywhere. This one seems okay. Check both sides. Just want to feed it through and just check that there's no wear and tear anywhere. Both seem okay. And these ones at the bottom, they seem okay as well. And so do these ones. Just speeding through this just to make it brief. Next one is to go across just the main actual jacket now itself. As you can see here, that's the thing that's covering the foam. It's starting to come off a bit, so that might, over time, that might rip when out on activity, which will cause the foam to come out. So that's to be checked along. Check the actual buckle itself, just to check that all three clips are on there and that there's nothing that will cause it to break and not work. Check for the zip, just to check that it's all working properly. There's nothing in there to stop it from clipping together on both sides. On the inside, there doesn't seem to be any rips or anything like that. Any wear and tear, any fraying. The stitches along the whole thing all seem to be in place. Obviously, if one were to rip, it'd be easily noticeable because it'd obviously expand and open up more and more, and the foam inside would come out. For the physical check, at the end of this, you're going to see some photos of me doing a check, which I'll quickly describe. We'll be having this fastened and having actually it's here. This, we'll strap this using a carabiner and strap to this part of the buoyancy aid, and we'll put it upside down and tip into a blue bucket of water to measure its buoyancy, to see whether it'll go under the water or whether it'll stay just above, and that'll check its overall buoyancy, see whether it needs to go in the out of action shelf over there, because if it goes under the water then it's not going to keep you above the water. It's got very poor buoyancy. That's for the physical check. One of the tests required, mainly so every 6 months, maybe just each time give it just a quick sort of brief check, just so you're not picking one up and then it's going to give out when you're on an activity. How should they be cleaned? In a tub of fresh water, and then after that bring them in here and hang them up in a dry room, so they're not on the floor. Just, as most of them are over there, hang them up, be nice and dry, and you're not going to get caught in any dirt or anything like that. And the general lifespan for these, it varies in different brands, but overall I think it's mainly just due to the actual use of it, like how often it's used, how long it's been used for, and the sort of impact that it's had on it. Yeah, I think that's it. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay, so we're going to do a quick test just to test the buoyancy, make sure it's fit for use. So what we're going to do is, as I've already got here, we're going to get a big weight, strap it on with a carabiner and put it onto the top straps of the buoyancy aids. I'm going to lift it into the water, weight going in first, and that's going to sink straight to the bottom. And now what we're going to do is just submerge it, and then it should come back up, and we're going to leave it there for a couple of hours, between 5 and 7 hours. And if the buoyancy aid is still above the water, then obviously it's retained its level of buoyancy and it's still fit for use, whereas if it was under the water, it's obviously lost buoyancy and will probably be put out of service.
Alright, cool.
Okay, just going to go over cleaning of the buoyancy aid. You can normally use soapy water, but just today we're just going to use just fresh water from the tap. Just going to make sure it's got enough force just to go over and making sure it's actually going to clean, whereas it's not going to just come off easy. Just making sure we're getting all through it. If there's certain patches of I don't know, dirt or grit or whatever, just get the scrub on it. And it should just come off, simple like that. Just going over, making sure everywhere's clean, just because when it's out on, when you're out on practical and it's being used, it's going to pick up dirt and grit and all the sort of things we don't want on it. So do that. Just make sure it's clean. And it's going to maintain it's not going to be covered in dirt or anything like that. Cool. Go. Okay, so this is a water sports helmet. I believe the make and model is the AP4000. It's made by Palm. That may or may not be the brand, so I might have just stuck that on there. What we're going to do is go through a couple of checks on it, just basic things to see if it's going to work okay. Have a look on the top to see if there's any marks or anything. At first it might not pop up, but the best thing to do is to grab it by the sides and just give it a squeeze in together. And what will happen is the cracks will open up by doing that, and you'll be able to see them through clear white marks. Obviously it was white underneath, and this is just the colour that's gone on it. On the inside, once we check in that there's no sort of wear and tear on here, it's slightly along there, but it's nothing really to worry about. Checking at the clip, all three is on there and it's not coming off. Checking on the inside, making sure there's nothing broken in there, like the foam around it, that's all in place. It's not coming apart, coming loose or anything like that. And the actual thing inside itself, I don't know what the name is, holds it together. We'll put it on my head. We'll see if it fits well. That should fit okay. Yep, that fits okay. Now currently this fits me okay, because if I try and lift it off, it's not going to go anywhere. But if I had it slightly loose, more like this, it could very easily come off if I were to, I don't know, capsize or something like that. Quite a checklist. When do you want to sort of be doing the test? Mainly after every use, and depending on what happens while you're using it. Either capsize and you hit a rock or something like that. It's best to get it checked out straight after. Other than that, it needs mainly a thorough sort of check, maybe once a month. How should it be cleaned? Mainly with soap and water. Maybe get a scrubber just to get some of that off, and then the inside it's a lot of sort of dirt and crap and stuff like that can get in there at a time. So it's worth getting that cleaned. And when after it's been cleaned, it should be stored up on a nice dry place. Dry it properly, and then nice and secure. Yeah. General lifespan for these, it depends on the make and model. There's a variety of different ones here, but I think mainly it comes down to the use of it, depending on how much you use it, how much impact it's had, and that'll determine how long it'll last. And yeah, I think that's it. I'm just going to go over how to clean the helmet. Just as you can see, you're going to pick up loads of dirt and grit and whatever inside when you're out on practical, depending on the water and wherever you are. Just so, I'm going to get some water going from the tap, making sure it's got enough force. Just going to go over it all, making sure to clean off all the dirt and the grit and everything. Again, got a little scrubber, just to go over and get the extra things that aren't quite coming off with just the water alone. And then making sure to get on the inside, making sure that's clean in there. You're going to pick up quite a bit of dirt inside there. Give it a little scrub inside. Just a last bit of fluid. Rinse it off. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Okay, so this is a dynamic climbing top rope made by DMM, used for climbing, rock climbing, things like that. I'm going to do a couple of checks on it, just starting out from just looking at it just straight away before unraveling it. You just go through and check if there's any wear and tear, anything on it that's sort of standing out. So far from what I can see, it all seems fine. Then we're going to unravel it. Cool. Okay. So what we do is we go through the entire rope, like so, let it run through the hand and flake. Obviously not going to go through the full way, so one bit of rope. You'd be searching for any wear and tear, any sort of knots or anything like that. Say there was a bit of like a chink or something in the rope, it's not quite as flowing as much, you'd go through it and you'd do that. And if there was a chink, it'd be more noticeable, it wouldn't be as free flowing. What else? Flip through, wear and tear. You have to check that both ends of the rope aren't frayed, so they're not nothing's loose. It's not going to come apart. Seems all okay. After that, ideally should be checked, have a thorough check. You would say maybe after every use, but it doesn't always have to be. Probably a main check once per month. And to clean it, it goes through a bath of soapy water and then straight into a bath of just clear water, just to wash it off. And then put back on here to dry, somewhere here. Like this one's been done, but it's still wet. Once you're done with the rope, this is how you add it back up. Okay, just cut there. Okay, so we're going to go through now how to coil the rope back up. So you're going to take good length like that, just angle down to your side and then just flick it over. And then with that there, stand position, lock it there and pull across. Like that, hold it there and just alternate that through the whole way. Okay, you can cut that. Okay, so once you've been through that point, and you should look something hopefully like this, you'll then just
Still want to run your neck.
take it off like that properly, not like an idiot like myself. And then you're gonna put that in between your arms like that, grab both, and you're gonna wrap round a couple of times at the top. 2 or 3 will do, and then gonna put it through over the top, lock it off, round, through the hole like that, and it should look something like that. Cool. Okay, so we're going to go over cleaning the rope. Obviously it's in the tub of water now. We're just going to take it out and feed it through my hands, just getting all the dirt and everything off, getting the water out. Another good way to effectively get the water off is by taking one of these and just doing a lock's foot. Just wrap it there, wrap it round and feed it through the middle, and just tighten that up, and then just gonna feed it through like that, You can see the water's coming straight out. It's keeping it tight, compressed, so it's all going to squeeze out. Just carry that through until you finish with the rope.
Cool.